how to use discipline to be more attractive towards women. I made some notes, and I'm also going to relay my personal story, what's been happening. So last night I went out, as I told you last video. It was fucking amazing. I had really good vibes, really good state, since the thing I'm working on right now is state control, and we're gonna get into it in this video as well. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what state management is, because this is advanced concepts. And I was out for like 20 minutes. I collected a number, sat down with a couple of girls. They were sisters. We had an amazing chat, and very friendly, vibey, flowy, nothing too crazy. But I did catch myself trying to like break out and like get too excited or get scared. Anxiety. I fought off anxiety on the spot. Teach you how to do that. And that resulted in a very solid number, a very solid connection. And I've been texting this girl, and she just texted me. She just texted me a really good compliment, like 20 minutes ago. I texted her back, cool, let's keep this vibe going then. And she's like, yeah, we can do that. So my next move is going to be, cool, when are you free? Let's grab a drink. To which she's going to say yes. And because that's the vibe right now. I can predict that. And let's see what happens at the date. I will keep you posted. And today, I went to do the groceries. Talked to one girl on the street. Batting average 100%. Got her number. And got to the grocery store too late. It was closed. Went back home. That was like a 10-minute walk. So that's been my game today, because I've been setting up the crib here and like trying to get groceries, trying to like unpack and all that stuff. So that's been the energy. So today we're going to talk about why it's important to be disciplined and how am I being disciplined in my life, because this is as much about showcasing discipline as an attraction trigger so that girl sees, oh my God, okay, this is a guy that means business, as well as being disciplined in your life, because you are, and this is what's happening with me right now, I am changing myself into a way more attractive version of me, which means I'm stepping into a whole new identity. And to do that, you need to chip away at it every day. You can't really do that if you are undisciplined. So we're going to explore what this is. Now, the first thing, and I'm going to give you some tips as well. The first thing is, as an attraction trigger, why is discipline so attractive to women? Why, just think of how fucking attractive the lumberjack character is. Wakes up in the morning, 6 o'clock, feeds the dogs, and goes and chops wood, and he's fucking muscular, and is wearing a fucking plaid shirt. It's like super cliche attractive dude, right? Fucking Henry Cavill type shit. That's attractive because he's disciplined. That he's showcasing discipline. Equally attractive, 50 Shades of Grey man, like CEO of the fucking company, right? He wakes up in the morning and goes and gets shit done. This is attractive because it insinuates control. Women like men to have control. This is part of dominance. If you don't know what dominance is, how it works, I made a video about this. You can check it after this video. By the way, if you also need coaching and want to chat with me, that's what I do. Link in the description below. And when women see control, they feel security. They feel safe. They feel like they can relax, fall back, someone's going to catch them. So that builds trust with them. And if they feel relaxed, they feel like they can let go of their grip on fucking masculinity or their masculine energy. They can be feminine. They can allow you to lead. And because of that, awesome things happen. They become attracted to you. They become aroused. And yeah, so as you can understand, discipline is super attractive if you're a man to women. So, there's two types of discipline that you need to have to be attractive to women. The first is in general life, and the second is in sharpening your skills, your social skills. So let's dive into the regular life, at least as far as I'm concerned, and there's 3 categories here, and all 3 are super important to be more attractive. and this is outside you talking to women and socializing. This is the rest of life. Okay, so the first thing is some kind of ritual, some kind of spirituality, some kind of contact to God, some kind of way to set up your day, and some kind of way to anchor yourself, ground yourself, and orient yourself towards who you want to be. Because if you're deliberate and intentional about creating the next identity that you step in, that's what's happening with me. Every morning, you come back to the plan. You come back to awareness of what needs to be done. And your ego is so easy, and it's like your ego is going to try to bamboozle. Your ego is trying to keep you, to trick you and trap you into remaining in the previous identity, which you don't want. And doing things like meditation or journaling or some type of like contact with whatever divine energy you understand and believe in your life, if you're spiritual. That's a good thing. That's a good idea. So, in my case, my morning ritual includes meditation and girls texting me. Stupid flex. Anyway, meditation and visualization and journaling as well. So that's kind of important. And the main task there is for me to feel the energies that I want to feel not the energies, the emotions that I want to feel that are conducive to creating the new life that I want, that I'm creating. And also thinking about what needs to be done in like a very realistic, practical way. So this is the combo that you want, like having a real plan and cultivating, generating automatically the emotions that accompany that plan. Okay, this is the reason why I was able to walk up to two really hot girls in the middle of a crowd, strangers, never seen before, who looked at me in a very strict and I'm sizing you up manner, and I was able to be grounded and calm. Because this is state management. This is me generating the emotions that I want. So steering clear of emotions that come up to me by default, which is anxiety, which is shame, which is definitely anger for me personally. And being able to quiet them down, to pacify them, and instead generate curiosity, intrigue, love, genuineness, authenticity. Okay, so having discipline around a morning ritual, a way to start your day in a way like intentionally and set yourself up is imperative. Now, a sick tip that I heard recently by my coach and by a creator that I like and follow on YouTube is don't let time leak between tasks. And I'm about to start applying this because I've been very guilty of like finishing a task and then just chilling for like however long before I start the next task. So in my case, what I do is start morning ritual and then hop on to work. So you need to be disciplined about your work because work is income, income is security. So it doesn't quite matter if you are there yet, if you are driving the Lambo. The girl needs to see that you're ambitious about driving the Lambo and you're serious about you are about it. And you can't fake that. Either you are or you're not. And if you are a business guy, an entrepreneur, if you're not a 9-to-5 guy, which if you're watching this channel, it's very probable that you are because my target audience, you are probably an online entrepreneur. This means that you need to jump straight in your first priority of the day after your morning ritual. That's what I'm doing. And my first priority is generating income, generating more and more income. Okay, so super important. I'm not going to talk too much about work because this is not like business coaching, but the more disciplined you are in that and the more the girl sees that, okay, this guy might not have the Lambo, but he's going somewhere. That's in of itself very attractive. And the last thing in general life outside quote unquote game that you should be very disciplined in, that I am being more and more disciplined in, is nutrition, fitness, is health and fitness, is how you take care of your body. Your body should work perfectly, or as perfectly as possible. So that means you should take care of all ailments that you might have, or whatever you might have that might be impeding you, causing you low energy, keeping you back, and making it stronger, more resistant, more durable, and fucking absolutely more fuckable. And that's my mission. I'm very disciplined about what I eat, or at least I'm getting more and more disciplined in what I eat, because this is, I made an update as well yesterday. You can catch it and see exactly where I'm at with my diet. And I'm very disciplined about what training as well, which is bodybuilding. It doesn't have to be bodybuilding. You can be a swimmer if you want. Like, whatever fucking floats your boat. No pun intended for all swimmers out there. But it just, what's important is being disciplined about it. It's so fucking sexy if a girl sees you working out and you know what you're doing. And bonus points, in the gym, you can be super dominant. When I work out, I'm very immersed in the set, and the moment I stop, I finish the set and I come up for air, so to speak, and I might look around, I see looks. I see that I have gathered looks because of the way I work out, because of the way I take care of my space and I command my space in the gym, okay? Super, super attractive. Now, all of this is fine and dandy, but here's the latter part of the video, which is discipline in game. You need to be disciplined in how you're progressing in becoming more social, creating opportunities, becoming better at expressing yourself, at connecting with people, at generating relationships, at being authentic. All of that, that's not a given, that's not granted. You need to be very deliberate about that as well, and hit it every day. Like, make sure that you develop a sense of discipline around that that practice, okay? Because it is a practice. So the first thing I want to touch on is two things in game that you need to be disciplined on or in. One is your progress, and the other is your emotions, okay? So the first one is your progress. So every day that you go out to talk to people, there is something that you can do to become better. The way to do it is to implement the feedback loop. Very easy. You just watch a video or talk to a coach, like I said, link in description, and figure out what it is that you're not doing right. You can do that by figuring out where you get stuck in the interaction. You can always think of interactions with people, especially when we have the goal of creating a relationship, as a sequential or a sequence of waypoints. And the first waypoint is being able to get in conversation with a girl, for instance. The second waypoint is getting her digits. And I'm going to make a video kind of like analyzing, like for real, that structure, like a elementary framework of how that should look. And if you think of that as a structure, as a sequence of waypoints, you see what waypoint you're not reaching, and it's right there where you need work. So open up a couple of videos that describe that segment of the interaction and see what you can improve. And the way to do that, and that's what I advise all my clients to do, we're having a system when we're implementing this, is to have a cheat sheet in your pocket every night or every day when you go out to interact with people, that says, okay, today I'm working on specifically A, B, C. Okay, so that, you need to be very disciplined around that. Okay. Now, the other thing that you need to be disciplined about is, am I going out consistently? If you are trying to develop your skills, especially your social skills, you need to be going out for the purpose of talking to people at least 4 times a week. Why? Because in your week, there's going to be more days where you are talking to people than days where you're not talking to people. So that means that by the law of averages, your brain is going to get the information that, okay, I guess now we're that guy. So it will bleed into your identity. So that's how this works. Okay, so am I going out consistently? And if you can't be sure that you're not tricking yourself, the other thing that we implement with my clients is tracking. You track everything that gets tracked, gets managed and improved. So make a tracker, tick boxes, and you'll see that you're going to be a little more disciplined. And the last one is, am I creating opportunities? And that has to do with your approach anxiety. It's not a given that at any point in time throughout your life, if it's I'm out in the club to meet people or I'm out at the store to buy milk, it's going to be easy for you to take that action, especially if it's a high pressure environment, especially if you're not, feeling well. So if you're not taking, or if you haven't taken care of your approach anxiety, of the fear, the anxiety, the social anxiety, the fear that prevents you from approaching people, it's going to make it a lot more harder to do that. So you want to be disciplined about creating opportunities. You want to take these opportunities, and the more you hammer it, the easier it's going to get. So that's what I've been doing, and this is why it made it so easy for me today to walk to the grocery store, peek over literally to my left, see a girl that had a nice butt, and just go, hey. And the way I said it, it just inspired her to go like, she lit up. She lights up and is like, hey, she was really happy that she was approached. And that's because I didn't hesitate. It was like very organic and very natural. And it's because I'm very disciplined. If I see an opportunity, I get it. If it's very easy to slack off. If it's very easy for me to not have done this today. What happens if I do this 5 times in a row? Then the 6th time, now there's a barrier. I haven't been disciplined. I haven't been hitting it. Now it's kind of a little harder than it should have been. So make sure that you're disciplined. Now let's do the second part. It's so important to be disciplined about your emotional state. And the first bit of this is, I guess it's like the state management, state control, which I'll make a separate video on this because this is a big topic. But it's really essentially the thing that allows you to, when you approach a girl, to not seem nervous, to be grounded, and to be able to generate the emotions that you need. And part of this is meditation. Part of this is kind of making yourself practicing these emotions. When I say meditation, it's not some Buddhist abstract thing where I'm levitating. It's more so just sitting down and just kind of feeling what it would feel like to not have anger in me. And the moment I feel that, I just the moment I'm free of anger, I feel elated. I feel so good, so relieved, so happy, so much love, so expansive. And nobody's levitated. You understand what I'm saying? It's not that. But if I felt that today, when I'm approaching her, I can remind myself, okay, cool. Let's get rid of the edge. I know how it is. I felt it once earlier today. Let's just be free for a second. Let's take a breath. Okay. So doing this requires discipline, both in the moment and in my morning that I did my ritual, right? And last but not least, you need to control your lust. I had a terrible experience the other day. In fact, I told you yesterday about this one date that I botched that I had to furiously jerk off after to relieve my anger and my frustration. Okay, it wasn't that crazy, but I wish I hadn't ruined the connection, because it was a cool date. It was a cool girl. Of course, this girl obviously had a bunch of emotional issues as well. I'm not saying that she was flawless or anything, but she was very pretty, and I'm sure she has a lot of love to give as well. And we had a great day at the zoo, and we really liked each other sexually. And at the end of the day, it was kind of dark, and we were in a dark corner, and we started touching each other in inappropriate ways. We kind of like that, but Of course, that's because I couldn't hold myself. I couldn't fucking, and neither could she, right? But it's not like it wasn't the appropriate moment to get intimate with each other. And because of that, the connection got ruined. And I'm not going to go off on that tangent and like how to create intimacy the right way, because it's beyond the scope of today's video. But there is a way to do it wrong. And if you don't control your lust, women, you will use that against you. It's not like she was doing it on purpose, but there are women that will do it on purpose to test you, to make sure. And this happened to me like plenty of times in my past, because as you know, like, I don't know, like, if you're watching this, I don't know if you know this, but sometimes I say the story, which is 10 years ago, I had a very like different life with women, and I kind of like gave it away, but I'm kind of getting into it right now, right? And because of that, I've had experiences where like I was playing on a very high level and the girl was testing me in the club, say, with offerings of flesh. And it was on me to not take it, because that would win me the fight but lose me the war. But instead, controlled my lust. And of course, it's easier to do that if you're having sex like all the time, right? But I controlled my lust, and because of that, the girl was like, okay, cool, this guy's cool, she can get it. Okay, and that's the way that you win. So you need to be disciplined about both your emotional state and having state control in the moment and entire life and the rest of your life and the rest of your day, so to speak, and discipline your lust. Don't let lust control you. You control your lust. You control your dick, okay? Hope you like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.